This is a Workman's dashboard help tutorial for the admin panel. So there's a lot going on here, and I'm going to go very fast and be somewhat brief with each of these things. As you can see, we have 10 different tabs here on our admin panel. The way you get to the admin panel is by clicking up here in the top right and clicking admin panel. And only users with administrative privileges are even going to be able to see this. And the reason is that this is the area where our administrative users are going to set up many of the things that the other users throughout the system are going to see. So for example, creating users, disabling users, customizing things that are available in certain drop-downs and so forth are all managed here by the administrative user. So on the first tab we have our settings. These are just the general overview of the company. You're going to upload your company avatar here. We can influence what the next invoice number in the system is going to be and the next job number. For our payroll system, we're going to enter how many days of grace period employees will have at the end of a pay period before they get locked out of the system and can no longer enter any additional time into the system. You set up your pay period here. We have 2 weeks set up here. You can also do bi-monthly. The overtime pay rate, depending on what your state rules are with regard to how overtime is paid and what the number of hours in a week is based on the straight time. Pay period start date will be set here. Your copy job default. So we have the ability to copy jobs in our system, and this is where the administrative user can set up whatever you want for the default copy job to be. Our contract language, we can click here. So at the bottom of your bid, you can enter any contractual language that you've come up with your attorney in terms of what your contract, what your customer is going to sign at the bottom of their bid. So that is entered there. And on top of our bid header, we can also add some customized language here. So this will appear above the role icons on your bid. Scrolling down further, we have on each job there are 6 available custom drop-down fields and 6 custom freeform fields. So there's a 7th one actually that is included that's not customizable, which is the lead sources. So that one's actually listed first here. So this is where you can come in and edit what categories your users are going to see and what's available for them to drop down. So in terms of the lead sources area, we can add all the different mechanisms that we use for marketing and advertising. Beyond that, you can track up to 6 additional things. In this build here, we're tracking, so for example, what industry segment does the work come from? So we've put in, apartments, churches, commercial, condos, etc. So you have 6 total available drop-down fields, and you can change the name of these here by just adding that here. So that's how that will show up in the job for each of your users. Likewise, we have 6 freeform fields, and this is how you name the label of the freeform field, is just by entering the text here. So that is our settings tab. On to the company info tab. This is the basic company info, your name, email address, and so forth. On to user management. This is where you're going to invite and or disable privileges for different users. So if we wanted to add a new user to the system, we would enter their first and last name here, their email, and then check on whatever privileges they want you want them to have. Note that the timekeeping only privilege precludes anybody from having any other privileges. So if this box is checked, we can't assign them any other privileges because by the very nature, this person has only timekeeping privileges. They don't have any further access to dashboards or to our jobs. So if I uncheck this, then I can select any combination of roles that I want a particular person to have. Further down, this is where we see all the existing users in the system. We can filter things to try to find people. When you click into the user, you will see all of their personal information, what roles they have. You can change and update their roles here, wage rates, and then you can turn their help tips on and off there. And actually, I see one other thing that I missed previously. So we have these 2 different user classifications for our for our employees. So each user, this is a customizable function that is actually back on our settings tab. I just didn't scroll down far enough earlier. So it's down here, the edit user classification. So what we're using this for is mostly job function. So the first one is maintenance employees, labor, or administrative. The second one is for a geographical location. So we have a couple different locations there physically. You can use these for whatever purpose you want. So however you want to classify employees, that would be helpful either for your payroll purposes or for reporting purposes. You can customize those in any way that you like. So that's what's going to show up here on the particular user. Under the roles tab, as you will see these different things, however you set them up. Okay, moving along. One other quick note here. You can deactivate users. So if an employee has left your organization, you can click the deactivate box there. The bid fields are a way to get your commonly used bidding terms and items in there. So, for example, if we're bidding the same unit over and over and over throughout the year, we don't have to type that in hundreds of times. We just want to get our normal standard services and descriptions and units and rates entered so that we can just point and click those as quickly as possible. So you'll set up your top level service offerings, and then within each one you can click into the edit subcategories, and you're going to see specific either price sheets or specific descriptions for your bidding purposes. This will really speed up the amount of time that's needed to produce a bid, and also keep them more accurate and synchronized. Bid comments, these are common things that you might put at the bottom of your bid. So again, rather than having to enter these or type these in free form dozens or hundreds of times a year, you can just point and click things that are very common that you want to put at the bottom of your bid. The activities, these are things that appear in the activities log for each job. This is the functionality that's sort of similar to CRM systems. So whatever categories of correspondence we want to track with our customers, the admin user can set those up here. The account portal will be coming soon. That's not quite built out yet. Tax rates on our bid. So we encourage our users to upload their common tax tables from their local jurisdictions of where they're performing work, so that they can quickly and accurately apply the proper sales tax rate. The timesheet tasks. So for the purposes of using the timekeeping part of the system and doing job costing, we encourage our users to set up their time management tasks in close mirror image to how your general ledger is set up in your accounting platform. So if you're tracking your various service offerings by top level category, we would encourage you to enter these in a similar manner so that your employees can designate what type of work that they're doing, so that you can quickly see both the profitability of each job, and then also in aggregate you can see profitability of your various service offerings throughout your company. The progression tracker, this is a more involved concept for detailed project workflow for your project management team, and this will actually be covered in a separate tutorial. So that is a high-level summary of our admin panel. By way of reminder, if you want to turn these help tutorials on or off, you can do that by going up to the Edit Profile, click the Help Tips tab, and uncheck the blue box and click Save. Thank you very much.